Yo, yo, yo. You are listening to a North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me to my left is Ty Ty. To my right is Jim. Fellas, how we doing tonight?
Doing great. Doing great. You're frozen for me.
Yeah, you were frozen for me as well, but I didn't know if it was a me problem.
Yeah, I think he's catching up, but we're all good.
Okay. Jeez. It was
yeah, you're super choppy. Anyways.
Yeah.
How about last night? The World Series live stream that we did?
It was fun. That entire platform is really cool. It's like welcome to the 21st century here. We can watch games together on the internet.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's really cool to be able to do that.
Yeah,
a lot of fun and great job, Jim. You had some cool guests coming through. We had fun with them. It was a good time.
Shout out to Noah, Colin, Alex. We had Nathan join. Cody was on. Ryan came on there for a bit at the end. Yeah, it was a good night. I'm looking forward to doing more of those next year.
Who knows? All the boys.
I mean, maybe we do another one this World Series. Just again, probably not, but maybe.
I'm down. I'm down for it though, and the reason
if it goes
is because
7 games,
it was fun.
Maybe.
A game.
I'm gonna be out of town this weekend, so I'm out.
And I'll be watching high school football on Friday, so I'm out for anything happening.
Lames. But anyways, no, I had a lot of fun. I can't I'm excited. I'm more excited now because we did that stream last night for our plan next year. And for those, if you didn't tune into the stream, the whole idea of it was like a test run because next year we have the idea of having a show called Hoist the Colors. It's essentially if it's a close game, big moment, more or less. It's it's tied in the 8th inning. We're going live. We are going live. We're going to watch this through to see if and how the Pirates win or lose. And then we'll do our post-game show immediately after that. So again, with this, I guess that, what is it? A site? I guess just site.
Software.
There you go. It's really cool because again, you get to actually watch the game with us. So you're seeing the game. We're on it. As long as you have an MLB TV app or whatever to use your logins for it. If you don't, you still just watch us. But yeah, we all get to experience this moment together, and then do a post game show to sulk even further.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
I am too.
Phoenix Wayne says, "Hoist it."
Let's Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Probably won't be too long tonight. Watch, we'll end up talking for 90 minutes, but some Pirates news to discuss this week. Pirates news this week and Pirates adjacent news, I guess you could say it as well, dropping earlier today. So, I mean, if you don't know already, new pitching coach hired, Billy Murphy. We'll get to that. John Baker, Vice President of Performance, he's out. Mutually parting ways was the quote on that one. Derek Shelton, new Twins manager, which is wild. And then it's also, I'm wearing the hat, it's Young Bucks Award Week this week. So maybe just touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I'm very happy we have something to talk about tonight because I was very afraid that we weren't.
Plenty of stuff. What do we want to start with?
Let's start with the Derek Shelton news. Let's maybe get that out of the way.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then, because I'm very excited about the Bill Murphy information. But let's talk about Derek Shelton because that's topical. It just happened right now. We heard and saw that he was in the running. Like John Heyman reported it. I feel like about a week ago, maybe a little bit longer, that he was one the final 3 candidates in the running for the manager role in the Twins system. And we know he came from the Twins system, right? That's how he landed in Pittsburgh. But he's back. He's the manager for the Minnesota Twins right now. And there's nobody happier in this world than our very own Neil.
Neil loves it. Neil had that short. Neil hasn't done a short, I think, ever
ever.
Like we've been saying, hey, Neil, if you have something to say, like just start talking, record something, we'll post it. He's never done one. But like 20 minutes after the Derek Shelton news dropped, Neil's got a short.
The news dropped, and yeah, at 7:25 he texts. So you're good if I just record a short and a post. No context. I knew exactly what it was about. Yes.
Yeah. But hey, it's very on brand. I mean, it was good for Neil. As he said in his video, he is vindicated. But no, I think we need to kind of talk about this a little bit. I'm not surprised that Derek Shelton got another managerial job. And I guess I'm not really surprised he went to the Twins. Like it makes sense. He was there before. He was Baldelli's bench coach. It's got to be weird though, because like him and Baldelli are like best buds, like
Right.
best friends. And so like your best friend gets fired, and then you take his job. That's essentially what happened here. But yeah, it's as I'm happy he got another opportunity, because I will say this, like I wasn't a huge fan of Derek Shelton. He was here, but I didn't hate him either. And like nobody was going to win with the roster that he was given. You know, he was here 5+ years and he really was never given a fighting chance to win outside of maybe this year. But I don't know, you end up looking at the players, they all kind of stunk this year. So like, could anyone have really won with any of these teams? We'll never know, but my guess is probably not. So I'm happy that he gets another chance. My fear, though, is like he's walking into another rebuild. Like the Twins just traded away everybody. Joe Ryan is a free agent in, I think, 3 years. He's got 3 more years of control. So like he's probably going to be dealt in the next year or two. Pablo Lopez is going to get dealt maybe this offseason. Byron Buxton, who is a star, but he's always hurt and he's now 32 years old. Like he's on the wrong side of 30. Like that Twins team, I just don't think they're going to be very good for a while. Like they're like for the short term, it's going to be a bad team. They've got some prospects who are interesting, who are kind of banging down the door. But again, like those guys aren't going to contribute right away. Walker Jenkins is, looks pretty interesting. But outside that, the rest of their system, they don't have any like impact guys. So I'm curious to see how it works out. As of right now, there are only 2 other managers in the history of baseball with more games managed than Derek Shelton, with a worse with a worse winning percentage. Derek Shelton is 306 and 440. The only 2 managers who have managed more games and were worse than Derek Shelton were Jimmy Wilson in the 1930s and Preston Gomez in the 1970s. Like Derek Shelton could very well go down as the losingest, longest tenured manager of all time.
Of all time, fam.
Like he's top 3 right now.
So good for Derek Shelton. I mean, I am with you though, Jim. I thought he would be a manager again. I don't know if I thought it would be this quick. Like I thought he would go be a bench coach somewhere. But coaching in general, and especially in Major League Baseball, it's so much of it comes down to fit and the support staff and the organization. Like that's where I do understand Neil's premise of everything. Like we all know it's X's and O's here. Like baseball's baseball. You need good players to win baseball games. I think he underperformed with a lot of what he had. I think he kind of made his own bed early on by kind of being a tank commander and showing he was okay losing games. I think it's hard to come back from that in general. And not all that's his fault. I wish him the best, but at the same time, I don't think I ever saw enough out of Derek Shelton to make me like worried that he's gonna bounce back and become this next Joe Madden or something like that. Like, I don't see any planet where he goes out there and takes the Twins to the playoffs within the next 2 years. Most of that is because the Twins are bad. The other part is because I just don't think Derek Shelton's that good of a manager. Guys seem to love him. Eventually, that welcome got worn off here. Like, okay, the first couple of years, guys seemed to love him.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, it was what it was. We don't need to rehash all that, but again, just good for him. But I just see no planet where this works at all. He's another placeholder. And actually, I don't get why Derek Shelton wants to take another job with another rebuilding team right now. That makes no sense to me either. Go be a bench coach with the Rays or something again.
I guess he just likes baseball. I mean,
he
like,
must really like baseball. Yeah,
he accepted the job, and I think everyone sees the writing on the wall. Like, it's not going to be a good team. That's why I do think it's funny, like you're implying here, Jim. Like, he could end up being the worst winning percentage manager like of all time. You know, and I think like Derek Shelton is carving out a path for his career. He is the tank commander. He's the guy. When you want to go into a rebuild, you apparently hire Derek Shelton. Hey, like you guys are saying, I mean, like, good for him. I don't hate the guy. I think he's a very likable guy. That's also why I kind of, I mean, like you're saying here, Tyler, he kind of is starting to get like a little cozy. Hey, you want to be in front of TV? Want to be in the media? You know, like we were kind of surprised how MLB was adding Derek Shelton to like their coverage, and he was being a personality there. He's covering the draft and such. And that seems like it's much easier to do than being a manager for a baseball team, especially for bad baseball teams. You know, so he gave up like the comfy situation and maybe pursuing this career to go back into managing. And again, for the Twins. So like, kudos to Derek Shelton. But yeah, like I wonder, you know, like I wonder what his future is with the Twins. Is this going to be another situation like in 3 or 4 years where, all right, Derek, you're fired. We're ready to go. I don't know. I thought players liked him as well. I think he's a nice guy, but I felt like that wore thin, and you know they lost the respect of Derek Shelton as their leader.
Well, and the other thing too that he's walking into a situation that's kind of very similar to what's going on in Pittsburgh. Like, you've got a general manager who's sort of on the ropes in Minnesota. The fans aren't too happy with what happened last season. On top of that, you've got an ownership group that's in massive debt. They tried selling the team last year, and they had so much debt that they really couldn't even like get an offer that looked okay. So like he's walking into a situation where he's got a general manager kind of fighting for his life, an owner who isn't really like the Twins ownership group isn't going to be adding on any more debt anytime soon. Like it's a weird situation. Like it really looks like this Twins team is kind of on the brink of a rebuild. And yeah, he is apparently the man for the job when it comes to those. Because like I said, I don't see this Twins payroll being very high next year. I don't see them having a very good team next year. It's gonna be like 3 to 4 to 5 years if everything goes well before this Twins team is kind of back to where they've been the last few years. I think.
I just don't get why you take that job. I mean, again, you guys said it. You must love ball, but you can just take bench coach on a good team.
It's one of 30. You know, I mean, it's one of 30. I get it.
Yeah, but whenever you go 65 and whatever the other number is, again, 2 more years in a row, you're not getting another manager job.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Good
Maybe
for him.
he wasn't getting another manager job regardless.
Yeah,
so here's the opportunity to at least secure that one last time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild. He's the 23rd losingest manager of all time right now. But if you just take out the guys who have coached as many games as him, he's third.
Yeah.
Third losingest. Is losingest the word, by the way?
Sure. We say worse. I certainly
Winningest is a word, but yeah, I don't know if
That's a word.
losingest. The losingest.
It is now.
Well, if it's not, we just know one thing. It carries over to them now.
Loser. You're all a bunch of losers.
But again, like I hope he does well, and best of luck to Derek Shelton again. I have no issues with him as the person, even as like the manager per se. It was done here. You know, I didn't think he was the best fit. I think he got better in a lot of areas. And again, like I think he is better as a manager today than what he was with the Pirates in totality. So he'll go there and starting with the Twins better to begin with than we started with the Pirates, obviously. But
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say he'll be better than in 2020.
Maybe.
I mean, regardless, anyone's going to be better.
I don't know. This Twins team is bad, especially
But I'm
because
saying
they're
him as a manager.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
pretty
I mean, I
terrible
think he's going to be a
Did he
better
get better
manager
over his
starting
tenure?
off there.
I don't think
I think he
so.
got
I think he
better.
got worse.
I wouldn't say he got better as a manager.
Yeah, I'd
I
say
think
he got worse.
better. I think he got better. I think it's clear he got better. I'm
I
not
think
saying
he
he was
got
good.
worse.
I'm saying he got
Yeah, I
better.
think he got significantly worse. Like the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Derek Shelton died after 2021.
Yeah.
I'm not here to say he was defeated. Yes, but he was a better manager.
No,
He'll go into
I don't know
the
how you can
Twins,
say he was a
feel-
better manager when he started off this season like
12 and
3 and
26.
87. You know.
3 and
Okay.
87.
But regardless, I do, and I'll stand on that. Like he's a better manager today than what he was in 2020. So I think
Okay.
he's going to start off with the Twins better than he started off with the Pirates. He has more experience. I think he does better in-game managing. He's learned from this Pirates thing. He could become something better than he was in the Pirates with the Twins. Best of luck to him. But I'm not here to say he's a good manager.
There's no way of knowing at this point.
And we're probably not going to know with the Twins either.
Yeah. Like he's going to have 9 years under his belt of just a bunch of losses, and you're not going to have any idea if he was good or bad.
He's
know
the
what?
Ben Sherrington of managers without the World Series run.
I just complimented Derek Shelton a bunch and said I wish the best for him, but also at the same time, kind of disappointed in him that he just keeps taking jobs where he knows he's going to be bad. Like, are you just okay being a loser?
It's that Evan Longoria comment on Brian Reynolds' Instagram. He
Yeah,
just
you're
he just doesn't
fine
want to
with it.
win. He's
Yeah.
cool with just not winning. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a coast.
At the same time, I respect. It comes down to what he believes in, but it's like I respect also the mindset of I can turn it around. I want the challenge.
I mean, and he would. I guess the one thing I'll say is like he was in Minnesota for a while. Like
Yeah.
he was the bench coach there. So like maybe he just likes. Maybe he's a big fan of Minneapolis. I've been to Minneapolis. It's wonderful in the summer. So like maybe he's just like, you know what? I like Minneapolis. Good place to work for a few years. Let me go there.
Contract's guaranteed, baby.
Yep.
When he talks.
That MLB job's always maybe going to hang around. I can come back
Yep.
to that in a few years. Let me secure a couple more years on this paycheck. Either way, we don't need to talk too much further about this. But yes, Derek Shelton, I will say this, surprised that it immediately gets picked up on a manager job. I thought maybe one day he can get back into it, potentially, but immediately back in the manager role for the Minnesota Twins now. So kudos to Derek Shelton. But let's definitely move on to actual Pirates-related notes here. The Pirates did make a big move this week. They got their pitching coach. And let me maybe set this up in my perspective also. Like when they didn't retain Oscar Marin, right? When it was like, hey, we're going to separate ways, you're not going to bring him back. I was shocked. I think all of us were to some level. It's like, this was the one part of the team that was good, and you're not bringing Marin back. Questionable. Let's say after this hiring, I see the vision. I think this is a slam dunk move. I really like this move. If this was the idea and plan all along, I get it. Oscar Marin, he was ahead of the pitch. He's the pitching coach. He was ahead of this and all this, and they created this really good staff. This really good pitching staff. And I think they can get better.
I'll say this, like I don't know a whole lot about Bill Murphy. One thing I will say is that every single thing I've read about him has been very positive. So yeah, I guess let's see what happens here. The Astros were very good, for I mean the Astros have a lot of qualities that you want in guys who lead your organization. And like Sarah Gellis came from Houston. But so like the Astros are one of those teams where like their guys are going to get plucked. Like the people there who are doing well, they're going to get plucked. And Bill Murphy was essentially a co-pitching coach. Like he held the pitching coach title as sort of like a Brent Strom, Oscar Marin situation where, they both were pitching coaches. And, during the 4 seasons that Murphy was the pitching coach in Houston, Houston had the best earned run average in all of baseball, best pitching staff in baseball over those 4 seasons. And you saw some guys come up who weren't even honestly like the most highly regarded prospects, just come up and dominate. I said they already had some good pitchers to begin with, but like you look like a guy like Hunter Brown come up, 5th round pick, took a few years to develop, and then all of a sudden, like he's an ace, and like Hunter Brown was entirely under Bill Murphy's, tutelage. So it's a good pitching staff that he had in Houston. They succeeded. He's now taking over what looks like a pretty good pitching staff here in Pittsburgh. Yeah, hopefully he can do something to kind of unlock the next step for some of these guys. I don't know how much better someone like Paul Skeens can be, but can Braxton Ashcraft and Bubba Chandler and Mike Burrows and Johan Oviedo and those guys, can they get even better than what we've seen them? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, not to say anything negative about Oscar Marin at all, because he did a really good job here. Developed a really good staff. It's hard to not be really excited about this hiring, though. Like Jim said, if you can get anybody from the Astros, I'm okay with it personally. You mentioned Hunter Brown, a guy like that. A lot of guys in the Pirates organization kind of fit that mold. And I also know very little about Bill Murphy, but just based on what I've read off of him, there's a lot of talk about a lot of things we see now, the trackmans, all the different things that are used to develop pitching now. Everyone says Bill Murphy was using that before he was with the Astros. He was using that before he was in the major leagues. He was using that at the college level. So having a guy potentially that's ahead of the curve on a lot of things, not opposed to that whatsoever, obviously. The other thing I kind of like that I think started to worry me a little bit about Oscar Marin, and maybe it's probably not an Oscar Marin thing only, but the Pirates became very, very reliant on teaching everybody a sweeper. Like their entire bread and butter was getting these guys in with pretty good stuff, learning a sweeper. That's their pitching mindset. Maybe you get someone that's, I don't want to say it was a square peg in a round hole and trying to make everyone a one size fits all, but they did have their methods of what they wanted their pitchers to do. They had certain things they wanted to teach and certain things that did work. But is there, like DiNardo's said a bunch of times, is there maybe something a little more we can unlock here? We're going to find out.
I'm glad you brought that part up because, I mean, that is very true. I think I made this correlation at some point where like Oscar Marin is very much like Ray Searage in the sense of, I know it works. Let me find what works and bring that here. And the thing is, it worked. So like, you can't have a problem with it. They know what they're good at. They know what to identify and what they can work with them. And like Tyler's bringing up here, it's that mold. We know that we can make this pitcher. And again, like look at Dennis Santana, like a fantastic, situation in that sense. Like he was nothing. Pirates picked him up. We thought it was gonna be nothing. His second appearance 6 earned runs in like 0.2 innings. You know, it was like, oh, here we go again. But then you see what Dennis Santana was after that. Like the Pirates kind of knew what they were good at. But the thing is, they were good at that. So you didn't have too many issues. But I'm with you also in that sense too, Tyler. Like, I don't know much about them, right? It's a lot of what you read. It's hearsay. It's what others, but those people are very in tune with things that we're reading from, you know, and like what you hear with him is like he first off, very smart. Went to Georgetown, went to Brown. He also played some baseball. He did coaching, like you said, very cutting edge. Yes. But you know what? I don't mind nerds who are good at doing stuff like this, right? And very cutting edge, very analytical. He's been under, you know, with the Houston Astros, and we're talking way back. I mean, when Garrett Cole went to Houston, you know, like when Charlie Morton went to Houston, like he was there with that. He was brought up in this organization. I'm not saying he was in charge of that, but like you're saying, Tyler, like his mentality matched the Astros at that point in time. Very cutting edge, very analytical, bringing the best out of people. So understanding he grew up in that system makes me very happy that he's now in the Pittsburgh Pirates system. The other thing too, like I do wonder to some level with him coming here, you know, him being if Houston, like think about a year ago when Brent Strom came over, like we were excited about that. You know, we were very excited because I thought it was two perspectives. Yes, Oscar Marin's good at this, but maybe Brent Strom can unlock a little bit more, right? He brings something else, and maybe they can identify something. Like I wonder also if maybe Brent Strom had a little bit to do with this. I don't know, you know, but I kind of like because he was brought up under Brent Strom. Did Brent have some good words about him? Right? Is that what helped this? I know, you know, Don Kelly was in the Astros organization as well before we came to the Pirates. So like there are some connections here with that. So I wonder if there was anything to do with that. But also, again, we don't know too much about him personally, but we had a lot of good things to say about Brent Strom. I think when he came over, you know, you hear a lot of good things about him. This is the guy that Brent had nothing but good things to say as well. And, you know, brought up into his role into the Astros system also. So again, like with that, even it makes me very hopeful and, you know, happy about this addition for the Pirates.
Yeah, hopeful, happy. Those are all good. I guess I it's hard for me to get too excited about something like this though, because let's face it, the pitchers weren't the problem. Like this seems like it's going to just like it seems like it's going to be a move that's going to at least maintain the pitching level where it's at, and then, you know, hopefully take it to the next step. But, you know, none of this matters if you can't score a run, which the Pirates couldn't do very often last year. So as in kind of going back to the in a vacuum, right? Like this seems like a good move in a vacuum, but like they got to do a whole lot more than this. And obviously the offseason is very young. There's still World Series games to be played, but this does seem like a good hire. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I look at this as a pretty positive thing. It's just I don't really know if this moves the needle much in any direction, left or right.
Can I add something on that too?
Yeah.
For the people whose minds can't comprehend complex thinking, you know, just because you like this doesn't mean, oh, the Pirates are going to the World Series now. Like the Pirates are good. You can like an individual thing and still understand the overall onset of the situation isn't great. Like none of us are here also claiming that we're happy about this. It means the Pirates are going to be good, but you can still like this for the pitching side and still say, like you're saying, Jim, it doesn't mean the Pirates now are going to be a good team, but that is why I do like this. This I think strengthens a strength. You can double down on that pitching. This is a strength, and you just, I think, solidified with that. And, you know, again, like going back to the comment here, like what happened to bring out everyone's individual strengths. Like, yeah, that was something, again, it worked. So you didn't have too many problems, but that was something in line with what was going on with Marin. Like they had their certain type of pitchers to work with. And I think with this guy here, kind of like the Astros, like they can hopefully bring out everyone's best qualities. And there's not just a singular type of pitcher on the market they can go after. They can go after many other pitchers. So I'll let Tyler talk. I just wanted to say that part because I'm getting into it.
Can I just correct you real quick?
Sure.
You're wrong. Anytime a positive comment is made, you're a shill of the organization.
Correct.
You're just all you do is care about and defend Bob Nutting. if you say anything negative, then you're just whining.
All absolutely correct.
This is the internet, DiNardo. There is no nuance.
Back to Bill.
Tyler's like, I don't know what to say now.
But the one thing, just whenever he was hired, what I was thinking personally was, is this something that maybe unlocks Bubba Chandler into that elite starting pitcher? Is this something that makes Braxton Ashcraft that number 3 that we hope he can be? Is this something that makes Mike Burrows a legitimate starting pitcher? Oscar Marin Mitch Keller improved under Oscar Marin. A lot of guys improved, but Mitch Keller never really took that next step. He became a very good starting major league pitcher, but I think we all believe there's more in there. Are we maybe fearful that that could happen with some of these guys coming up with really good talent if Marin stays? I don't know. The one thing that just, again, reading about Murphy, it seems like with a lot of this advanced stuff goes around, like almost anybody can look at a Trackman or a Rapsodo or all this stuff and say, you should tunnel this. It takes a certain person to be able to make that digestible, especially to major league pitchers who just know throw ball hard. And it seems like he's done a really good job of being able to communicate that to these athletes. And let's be honest, that's something the Pirates don't do well, is just communication in general. So if there's a good communicator we can have in here, that's another plus for me.
Yes.
Can't wait till June when I'm complaining about him.
No, that's a good point. It's a good point. And again, like the Astros clearly liked what they saw with this guy. You know, hired him as a pitching coach in rookie ball, promoted him to single A, then promoted him to double A, then promoted him to the major league staff, then promoted him to major league pitching coach. So like the Astros have moved this guy along over the course of the last 8 years or so, 8-9 years. And they've been promoting him basically. They promoted him like every year for like the first 5 years of his tenure there. And the Astros won a lot of ball games. They know what they're doing. He also wasn't there during the whole trash can thing. He was in the minors for that.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he knew how to cheat.
He came after that.
I was really hoping that he would know how to cheat. But also, did you guys think this guy was like 65, 70 when you first saw the name? He's 35.
That's funny.
Yeah, Bill
I
Murphy.
definitely thought we would just hire Brent Strom all over again.
Millennial Bill Murphy. Yeah,
right. He's only 35. Just the name, I thought he would be at least 60.
It's funny you say that too, because it was just in our comments. I feel like either someone by William or Will, and someone's like, "How come no one just goes by Bill anymore?" And of course, that person, by the picture, looked kind of older. So to your point, Tyler, like, yeah, this is definitely an old person's name. But I'm at least Billy, like Sax Boy. But it's just
I'm gonna call him Billy.
Bill Murphy. Billy?
Coach Billy.
Coach
Billy Murph.
Billy Murph. Love it. But yeah, like again, I do. I like this. I like this a lot. I think there's a lot of optimism with this. I think you can feel good about this signing. I think I also look in this sense. I don't think in his tenure, of course, also, I don't think the Astros really brought in too many pitchers to like resurrect their career. But I also kind of look at that. Like, I wonder if this also, not that I feel like pitchers are probably like, oh, stay away from Pittsburgh beforehand by any means. There's still that, well, it's the Pirates. That's still there, right? That exists and that will always exist. But I wonder if this makes it more attractive to free agents also. Like, is this also a scenario? I'm not trying to say this will be a reason or whatnot, whether a reason to trade or reason to sign this guy. But is this something where, like, if you do trade Mitch Keller, do you also feel maybe a little more confident that, like, hey, you know what? I trust Billy to resurrect some guy's career free-agency. Like maybe there's a guy that we can bring in, like a Francisco Liriano situation, AJ Burnett situation. Is this maybe a scenario where you think like, hey, you know what? Let's help these guys develop, but maybe this gives us a little bit of an edge also to bring in some of these cheap signings as far as starting pitchers and have some faith to turn them into something. And again, this maybe makes those pitchers more willing to sign here because you know what? In Billy, I trust. So again, it's something I just ponder of.
I think it's.
I think if they trade Mitch Keller, it has nothing to do with they have confidence in something else. It's because they want to save money.
I don't think they correlate,
period,
but I'm saying
period, full stop.
But I am saying if Mitch has traded, and I do believe he will be, does this maybe make you feel a little more comfortable if they go the route of bringing in someone? Like, do you feel confident that Billy could?
No.
Could
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
I would actually feel more comfortable with.
I feel hopeful, but
really,
yeah.
In that case, probably.
Yeah,
because I saw it work.
That's fair. And again, I don't have anything to say. Like he didn't have. There's no one he can stamp in Houston and say like, "Hey, I've done this before." But
I also do think this is more of a like taking the young guys to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I think this hiring is more for that.
Yeah, I mean, if he can turn Braxton Ashcraft into Hunter Brown, then the hiring is worth it.
It'd be so sweet. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah,
it'd be so cool.
Done.
I was gonna say Bubba Chandler, but that works too.
Well, Bubba's already going to be there, and then plus Ashcraft. We'll have three. We'll have Paul Skeens and then 3 different Hunter Browns on the team.
Hunter Brown's going to wish he's Bubba. That's all.
And if Paul Skeens has a 198 ERA, is Bill Murphy a bust?
I don't know.
You know what's? It's going to be kind of funny, but honestly, as I say this too, I'm like, we said this last year. The chance of Paul Skeens not having the same season is very high, right? Like he's going to, air quotes, regress. He's going to get worse under Billy.
We keep saying that.
and then we're like, look, it was Oscar Marin all along. Look, they run it. Yeah, he's going to have like a 2.3 ERA next year. We're like, oh man, his ERA dropped by 0.4.
He got 15% worse.
Yeah. Billy's not good. Fire him. Yeah.
You know what? I'm done.
I'm done. Say it because like it has to get worse. It can't be this good, right?
I'm done saying anything normal about Paul Skeens. I'm not going to do it ever again. He's Superman.
Anything normal. The guy's going to have a 2 ERA.
He can't shoot a basketball.
Yeah. He cannot shoot a basketball.
Anything else on Bill Murphy?
No.
Let's talk about John Baker. We mentioned him on Monday when we were talking about why we were angry that Justin Horowitz, who seemed to have success, you couldn't find a way to keep him, but you were able to find a way to keep John Baker and promote John Baker when he was having no success. So John Baker was the director of coaching and player development from 2020 to 2024. Guess what didn't happen during those years? There was not very much development going on.
No.
So
DiNardo said that Derek Shelton got better.
Sure, maybe the coaching development got better. So naturally, yeah, what do? They promote John Baker to vice president of performance, which puts him in charge of like the strength and conditioning people, the athletic trainers, those sorts of things, which was kind of more of his background when he came into the role. Like he was kind of known as like a sports science, strength and conditioning, nutrition mental health, like that sort of guy when he got hired. Yeah, completely failed in the director of player development role. And 1 year as vice president of performance, he's now gone. Post-Gazette reported that it was a mutual parting of ways. I don't really know if that's a thing that exists in the world. I don't think people mutually part ways. I don't know if that's ever happened before. There's always somebody who initiates it. And my guess is hopefully it was the Pirates here. But yeah, John Baker's out. I really don't have anything good to say about the guy during his tenure here. Like, his tenure here was terrible. Let's just face it. Like, director of player development for 4 years, actually 5 years, and the Pirates developed nobody. Then he led the club's performance team, and I don't know, they didn't really seem to be performing too well to me. So, yeah, he's no longer with the organization.
I'm good with it. Tyler?
Man, he sucked at his job.
I didn't go that
Promoted.
far, did I? Yeah. Or
No,
maybe I
he-
did. Maybe I
Like,
did.
plain and simple, he failed. Like, it wasn't good.
Jim was
And-
like, if he dies, he dies.
I mean, we heard a lot of good things about John Baker coming in.
Coming
Like,
in, yeah.
Yeah, I seem to remember Dallas Braden speaking very highly of him on our show. Like, a lot of people had a lot of good things to say about him. They just apparently couldn't develop baseball players. I don't actually know what he really did when he was here, because there's not anything I can point at and say, like, John Baker's fingerprints are on that. I got nothing for it.
Well, he was in charge of player development from 2020 to 2024.
I should have said there was nothing positive I can look at and say,
Lots of
that got
fingerprints.
John Baker's fingerprints all over it. I got
Right.
nothing.
Yeah, like to what his titles were and what you imagine that means, he wasn't good at his job. Can he excel somewhere else? Like, can he be in a better role that better suits him somewhere else and succeed there? Like, sure. Like, I'm sure he's a great person. Sure, he's a great mind. You know, I mean, Andy Haynes apparently was a great baseball mind. He just wasn't a good hitting coach. Maybe. Still not sure yet. Maybe he's an excellent hitting coach. You just can't do ish with this team. But again, like, he didn't do good at his job. Andy Haynes was a hitting coach, right? They didn't do good at hitting. So move on. I'm fine with them parting ways. Like, you know what? There's plenty of not so good things in the Pirates organization. They haven't been good since 2020 on. Like, what can you point your finger on and say, like, this is what they excel at? There's not many. So with that being said, there's probably not many who should stay here. Of course, the one that you figured should moved on this week, unfortunately, and Justin. But yeah, like, again, I'm not here saying everyone's bad, of course, but, like, you know, with John Baker and then moving on, like, okay, like, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I like that they brought in this guy for the pitching coach, and I'm okay with John Baker also moving on.
Alex asks, did he work with the minors as player development or only at the major league level? Director of player development is very much like you're in charge of all of minor league baseball. Like, you're in charge of the organization essentially from AAA down.
Now, Jim, third most wins in the minor leagues this year. Any organization. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he wasn't in that job anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He set up.
no longer
He
there.
set everything up. He set everything up. It was the 5-year plan, and it worked.
I don't know. Every time I hear about some sort of director of performance or mental health coach, it's always a bad thing with the Pirates. Like, Keone Kela beat one up. John Baker's this one. It's never a good thing when it comes to these types of coaches. I just wanted to bring up Keone Kela beat up the one.
Yeah. I miss Kella.
I saw his name in a it was either a Venezuelan league box score or lead on. Like he's pitching this winter
Is he
somewhere.
really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's not old
Can't
at
be
all.
old, like 31 maybe.
Like he was young for So Keona Kella is currently pitching in the Venezuelan Winter League. He's 32 years old.
Wow. Good for him. Just keep throwing balls.
He was actually in a Philly. He was in the White Sox system this season.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he's just been out of baseball, just living life. Didn't he have like an ice cream shop in Pittsburgh somewhere too? I feel like as
I
he
don't
was
know.
playing here.
If he did, I missed that part.
I feel like
Yeah,
it was
me
on
too.
the
Yeah.
south side, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, though,
He was only here, what, a year and a half?
yeah. But
A year and a half, and you're already opening up ice cream shops?
hey, man,
Love to
business
hear.
mind, business mind.
Yeah, yeah.
It packed a good punch. I'll say that. Good ice cream. I have no idea. I never ate there. But I just remember going on IG Live like every night at this ice cream shop, and I think he owned it.
Maybe
yeah.
he was. Yeah, you know what? Jesse says the ice cream thing rings a bell.
Maybe he just really
Similar
liked ice
to
cream.
Kella.
He rang a few bells too.
Yeah, he also did. Anyways, John Baker.
I was trying to avoid that. I
Not
was
here
purposely
anymore.
trying to change the subject. No.
Yeah, not here anymore.
Yep. So that's that.
Yep.
That's that.
We want to talk about
two productive moves.
Young Bucks Awards Week at all?
Let's talk about Esmeralda and Connor.
So I don't know. They've been doing this for a while now. And like I said, I got the Young Bucks hat on. But this week is they're basically doing all the minor league awards, things like that. They've announced a few things already. The Greensboro Grasshoppers were named the Staff of the Year. Yanleg Gaetano was named the Rookie Level Pitcher of the Year. Edward Florentino, Rookie Level Player of the Year. Deuce Gorson, Base Runner of the Year. And then today,
Deuce also spoke about him on Monday.
Yeah, and then today, Esmeralda Valdez named Slugger of the Year. Brandon Bidwaa named Reliever of the Year. Connor Griffin named Defender of the Year.
Good week so far. More to come.
Yeah. What's neat about this is the winners of the awards kind of talk to the media on Zoom calls, and somehow I got invited to those. So had a little bit of interaction with some of these guys. Kind of what I got out of it was, Greensboro in particular, talking with Blake Butler. They had a lot of dudes come through the organization this year, like pitchers, hitters, their whole roster pretty much turned over in that second half of the season, because you think of all the people who got promoted from Greensboro this year: Griffin, Gorson, Valdez, Omar Alfonso, Javier Rivas, pitching staff. Curtis ended up making it to Double-A at the end there. Antoine Kelly was promoted midseason. Connor Whitgriff, Brandon Bidwaa was in Greensboro for a while, got all the way up. I think Ryan Harbin started in Greensboro too. So they had a lot of guys move up a lot, when the deadline happened. You had Stafora, you had Moss come in, you had some draft picks come into Greensboro. So that was I feel like if you were in around Greensboro or spending some time with Greensboro, pretty fun organization. They won a lot of games, and they had some dudes this year.
They really did. For all that we say about the Pirates and developing, which has all been very valid, this year there's been some interesting stuff. And again, the part of it is they're far away, especially the hitter side. So yeah, Greensboro has certainly had some some interesting guys come up here and play. So, and of course, one of them being Esmeralda Valdez, who moved on to AA. But I mean that Greensboro team, they had what, 2 combined no hitters this year?
2 perfect games.
Perfect games in
2
like
combined perfect games in like a span of like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so like not even just like the hitting side has been interesting and fun. It usually is there, but like also the pitching.
Yeah. No, it was an impressive team. Someone in the comments asks about Brandon Bidwell, and his future here. And, talking with him today, he's been a guy who, like, the stuff has always been nasty. And like the slider in particular, you kind of know about. It's a really good pitch. If you don't know about it, now you do. It's a really, really good slider. Like one of the best sliders in the organization. His issue up to this point, and he's 24 years old, has been injuries and command. Like just not having the ability to consistently throw those pitches in and around the zone. This year that changed. Like his command was a lot better. He was healthy this year. He had that crazy, he retired 64 straight batters without giving up a hit this season. Like that's ridiculous. So an insane accomplishment for him.
Also, it was like ironic because it was like going on the same time Chapman is having his run. Like it was just kind of fun because like Chapman having this run was like, also there's this guy in the minor leagues doing like the same thing.
was doing better. But I mean, he held hitters to a 110 batting average this year. Like insane. Really, really good season. He is Rule 5 eligible. So like when we talk about decisions coming up, I feel like you got to add him. Like that is the guy who gets picked in the Rule 5 draft. Is the guy who just dominated the minors, nasty stuff, and has a 0.8 ERA. Like that's the guy who gets picked in the top 5 picks. So I think if you're the Pirates, you add him to the 40-man. You've got 3 options, and you invite him to spring training and see what happens. That's kind of my thought process there. He seemed to grow a lot as a pitcher this year whenever the stuff was already pretty nasty.
Like literally dominated the minors, top to bottom.
Dominated.
Every single level. Oh yeah, you add him. If you're the Pirates, if you're the Pirates going in the Rule 5 draft, you're looking for this guy. So yeah, it's not a question. Maybe an easier decision than Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez is pretty easy too.
Yeah, but this one's probably like 100% going to get picked.
Yeah.
As Merlin's like 95%. Throw a dart, pick one, take off the 40-man. Add this guy. And I'm with you. Bring him to spring training, and I think he has somewhat of a shot going into next year. The options are going to be a thing, so obviously he'll probably start in the minors, but if you're going north with your best arms, there might be an argument to be made he's one of them coming in April next year.
There might.
We'll see.
I'll say, because you always need depth. You always need pitchers. And like guys surprise you. Look at Matson this year. And Matson was literally in independent baseball not too long ago. And now he's a mainstay in the bullpen. And here we are, so like, I don't want to dismiss guys, look at him like, who's he? He did fantastic. Now within the minor leagues, like they didn't add him this past year. I know you have to make a room for the 40s man, but obviously you could have. He wasn't added. So like, I'm curious. Like how they view him. Like, do they view him as like Tyler's insinuating here, as a guy like potentially goes up there next year, or is it like, yeah, but this is also minor leaguers, Same side though, like doing that against anybody, whether it's minor leaguers or not, is pretty damn impressive, So like, I'm curious. I don't know him well enough. I don't know his stuff well enough. I don't really have a decision or known scenario what I think of him. But what I will say is,
the slider's really good.
He is absolutely a guy that's getting picked. Absolutely. Now, as Merlin, like in that decision, like as Merlin is a guy who could be a really good player, or he's still just going to be a reliever. but he is absolutely getting picked, whereas Merlin probably is getting picked.
Yeah, I was kind of heading towards the end of the season. I was trying to think of like, hey, who were you adding from the pitching staff? Because there's a few interesting names who are Rule 5 eligible. Antoine Kelly's another one where it's like, based off what he did this year and his stuff, you probably want to add him too. Ryan Harbin's another interesting name, like just nasty stuff, kind of upper levels, but strictly a reliever. So yeah, there's a few interesting guys there, but yeah, hell of a year for Benoit. And yeah, very well deserved award there. Bouncing around, yeah, I said Valdez, slugger of the year. Talked to him a little bit today as well. We've already talked to him quite extensively over the last couple of weeks, so I don't really have much to say. He's a big fan of the Magician nickname. Found that out. Loves the Magician nickname. So yeah, there you go. Keep making magic.
Which I want to say this too, because I thought about it, I'm like, damn it, like we've been calling him the Magician, which also shout out to Cody. He started it. He puts out there like, El Mago, the magician in Spanish, right?
Well, I think Mago is just magic.
Well, but I was saying is like we should have been calling him that all along, and then it hit me. I was like, wait, that was literally
Mago is magician. Yeah,
that was
he should be El Mago. That would be
no. That's what I thought, but no, absolutely not, because remember that was Eric Gonzalez's nickname.
Was it?
Yes,
I don't remember Eric Gonzalez's
it was.
name.
Yeah, so
I didn't know Eric Gonzalez had a nickname.
Like, why were you saying Magician? We should have been saying El Mago. And I was like, wait, that was Eric Gonzalez's nickname. Nope, never again. Yeah. It's the Magician. So as Merlin, just so you are aware, we are going to exclusively use the English version of that. Nothing against you. It's just it brings bad memories of a player who wasn't all that good.
I've heard it before because of Javi Baez. That's right.
Yes, they both were.
Oh yeah,
because
Baez
I remember us back then. I was trolling the Cubs fans and saying we have the better El Mago. Well, we didn't.
Well, now we have the best.
He was Fernando Tatis Jr. for a minute there. Didn't work out too well.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's any other interesting nuggets from the guys that we spoke with. I don't think Florentino's playing winter ball this year. So I kind of got that. I asked him directly and he sort of skirted around the answer. So I'm going to guess no.
But he said he's staying in Pirate City all offseason. So yeah.
Yeah. Just trying to think of any other nuggets for you guys. That's about it. So tomorrow they're going to announce the pitcher of the year and the player of the year. My guess is that those are going to be Hunter Barco and Connor Griffin. That would be my guess. Pitcher could be a little bit more up in the air, but I can't imagine anybody else is the player of the year other than Connor Griffin. So, but those will come out tomorrow.
Yep. So cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's definitely talent in the minor leagues right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is. It's not top heavy, but there is talent down there.
It's a little top heavy. They've got like 2 top 10 prospects.
I meant by
it's
minor
very
leagues.
top heavy.
No. What I meant by like it's not in the upper majors
or
gotcha. Upper minors.
Yeah,
upper leagues. It's all low A, double A.
It's spread throughout.
Somewhat double A now.
Melman asks about Blanco. You know what? Better answer to that question. Eric Longenhagen. We talked to him down in Arizona last weekend. That video will be out next week, and he talks a good bit about Blanco.
2 weeks.
So 2 weeks. Gosh.
Next week is pipelines.
Got it. He talks a good bit about Blanco, so we'll cover that then. But yeah, I mean Blanco. The thing is just the hit tool. I mean that's all it is. The power is obviously there. It's just like, can he actually hit consistently enough to have it be worth it, right? Like, because we've seen what O'Neal Cruz is doing, and we've seen like what elite power with no contact looks like. We saw that the whole second half of the year, and it wasn't good. So yeah, he's gonna have to work on the hit tool a bit.
Yeah, a lot of it.
But it's fun when he hits it.
It is fun when he hits it.
Just doesn't happen often enough.
So there's that.
We're 1 hour in. Do we got anything else? Can we actually wrap
nothing.
this up like in 60 minutes?
The Blue Jays are up 3-1 now in the 7th.
Ooh,
Fellas.
we're not going live. We're not watching the game.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm just Blue Jays. Blue Jays, guys.
If the Blue Jays take 2 out of 3 in LA, like they're winning.
Well, it is game 5. Whoever wins this does take control of the series.
Yes, thank you, Magic.
The magician. No wiser words have been tweeted.
You know what? I mean, he's right though. Like,
oh yeah, he's right.
The tweet was very correct. For anyone who didn't find the tweet, where see if I can find it. If you didn't see it.
It's not that.
Keep talking. Yeah, it's not. It was just funny.
He just said basically, yeah. It's a very important game 5. Whoever wins this takes more or less control of the series. And it's like, well, yeah, you're up 3-2.
And also, Jim, the answer was no. We cannot wrap this up in 60 minutes.
Yeah, I guess not.
And Charles says ICAF is over 14 World Series champion.
Hey, he had the tag.
You did have the tag.
Ohtani. Yeah.
You did have
But they
the
lost
tag.
that game. They did lose that game.
He also had the outs. Even when he does get on base, he gets out. All right. We out of here then?
Yeah, let's get out of here. What do we got coming up here? So do we have a video this weekend?
Nothing for this Saturday. It'll be Nathan's next video will be out next week. Next Saturday.
Okay. So our next podcast will be Bucko Brew.
Bucko Brew. Yep.
Hopefully something happens
Yep.
between now and then.
Hopefully.
World Series might be over
Also,
by then.
this weekend I'm going to Blacksburg, Virginia. If anyone knows what I need to do in Blacksburg, let me know. Never been. So if you're in the
Is
comments
there anything
and
to
you
do?
want, give me something to do in Blacksburg, Virginia before the football game on Saturday.
So the World Series will officially be over Saturday. Okay.
The only
didn't know what
thing
the rest of
I've
the
heard
schedule
so far is drink. That's about it.
Well, you can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
But
Seven
yeah, your
some
Sandman.
counties on a Sunday.
Are there any good places I need to go visit? So yeah, let
I
me know.
don't feel like what is it?
Blacksburg.
Blacksburg, Virginia has any good food.
I bet they do. It's in the middle
I
of
doubt it.
nowhere. Like, probably got some good country cooking somewhere. It's kind of close to North Carolina. They might have good barbecue.
No, I doubt it.
I bet there's something
How
good
do
in
you know?
Blacksburg. It's a college town. Like, there's got to be stuff to do.
Yes, because all college towns have really good food.
College
cheap food.
towns have good things to do. Yeah, typically.
Jim's gonna be hanging out with college kids.
College towns are like the most livable.
Slippery
cities in
Rock has
America.
sheets.
Slippery Rock has a sheets. Yeah.
Slippery Rock is the worst. I'm sorry. I can't. But it's
Good Lord. How long are
lot
we
of
going to
people
drag
don't
on
like
ending the
Slippery
show?
Rock.
trash.
Yeah, let's
All
cut
right,
off.
we're out of here. I had to get that
We're
out
gonna
of
lose
me.
the Slippery Rock.
I just
donations.
despise the town of Slippery Rock. All right, we're out. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Don't unfollow us because I said that. Later.
Go Rocks.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.